warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, we meet again for today's episode. So today, we will discuss the topic about the famous Imam of Qawaid Fiqhiyyah in Syafie School of Thought. But before I proceed to our topic, I will explain a little bit about Imam Syafie School of Thought. The Syafie School of Thought is the second largest, followed by the Muslims worldwide. Among the followers of Imam Syafie School of Thought were Al-Baihaqi, Al-Suyuti, Al-Ghazali, Ibn Hajar Asqalani, Ibn Kathir, Yahya Ibn Sharaf Al-Nawawi, and Al-Mawardi. There are a few scholars of Qawaid Fiqhiyyah in Syafie School of Thought. One of the scholars is Jalaluddin Abdul Rahman Ibn Abi Bakar Ibn Mohamad Al-Suyuti, or as known as Imam Al-Suyuti. Did you know that Imam Al-Suyuti is one of the famous, well-known and productive writers? In the 10th century of Hijrah, the codification of Qawaid Fiqhiyyah was increasing. Imam Al-Suyuti is one of the scholars that worked hard to compile the Qawaid Fiqhiyyah. So, for us to know more about Imam Al-Suyuti, let's hear what my friends will tell about.
Now I will continue about Imam Suyuti background. Imam Suyuti full name is Al-Hafiz Abdul Rahman bin Al-Kama Abi Bakar bin Mohamad bin Sabi Al-Tin bin Al-Fakir Uthman bin Nazir Al-Tin Al-Haman Al-Hudairi Al-Suyuti. Imam Suyuti was born on 3 October 1445 Masihi, which is on 1 Rajab 849 Hijrah in Ashur, Egypt. He was known as Imam Suyuti based on his birthplace name. Imam Suyuti hailed from a Persian family on his parental side, which is his mother is from Turkey and his father is Persian origin. But when Imam Suyuti was 6 years old, his father was died, and when Imam Suyuti is 18 years old, he started teaching Syafi'i jurisprudence at the same mosque as his father did, where his father had taught Syafi'i law at mosque in Cairo. When later Imam Suyuti also have teaching at university in Cairo, but on 1501 Masihi, Imam Suyuti resigned from teaching and he isolated himself with worship and writing a book. Lastly, Imam Suyuti was died on Friday, that is 19 Jamadi Awal 911 Hijrah, and buried in Hawash Faisal in Cairo.
Imam Al-Suyuti is an imam who has a sharp mind and strong memory. Therefore, effort to seek knowledge is not too difficult for him. Even when he was 8 years old, he had already memorized the Holy Quran by memorizing it in a good and perfect way. Imam Suyuti also memorized several popular kitab of the time. Among them are kitab of Al-Umdah, Minhaj Fiqh, Al-Usul, and Al-Fiqh, or called as Alfiyah, by Imam Malik radhiyallahu anhu. He also learned many other areas of knowledge in the space of time. He studied various fields of knowledge and was only 16 years old. He studied fiqh and nahu from several teachers and took faraid knowledge from Sheikh Shihab ad-Din Sharmasahi and fiqh knowledge from Sheikh Islam al-Balkini and his son Imuddin al-Balkini. He then studied with Al-Ustad Muhyiddin al-Kafayaji for 14 years. Therefore, in 20s, Imam Suyuti has mastered the science of fiqh, nahu, faraid, interpretation, motion, language, and art. From that point onwards, Imam Suyuti latent talent emerged in the compilation of short books on various disciplines, while further expanding his knowledge within the branch of hadith. Like many others well-known Imam Suyuti is not content to demand knowledge in one place only, despite many teachers. The tradition of scholars who love to travel from one place to another is also practiced by Imam Suyuti, and even his seeking knowledge process has been taking him as far as India and Morocco. In its effort to study, Imam Suyuti has been studied with about 150 teachers where they teach him various degrees of science. Imam Suyuti also studied with Imam Ibnul Hajar in studying the Kitab of Sahih Muslim. By the age of 40, he had great deal of attention in the field of writing, so that in just 22 years he had produced in various fields of approximately 600 of books. Nevertheless, this great scholar says that his knowledge is still not much. This is show how humble the Imam Suyuti Safuddin is.
Al-Imam As-Suyuti contribution to the world of knowledge is unmatched in terms of content and the knowledge quality of his work and the number of books he produced. From Dr. Mustafa Al-Shakiyah, one of the research of his work, there are many works of all Al-Imam As-Suyuti can be categorized into 7 main fields, which is Ulum Al-Quran, Wat-Tafsir, Al-Hadith An-Nabawi, Al-Fiqh, Al-Ulum Al-Arabiyyah, At-Tarikh Wat-Tabaqat, Al-Adab, and also Al-Adab. Let's go one by one. Firstly is Ulum Al-Quran, Wat-Tafsir. Among the books that Imam Suyuti produced was, firstly, Tafsir Al-Jalalain 22. Second, Al-Iqra' fil Ulum Al-Quran. Third, Ad-Dur Al-Mansur fil At-Tafsir bil Al-Maksur. Fourth, Lubab Al-Nukul fil Asbab Al-Nuzul. Fifth, Al-Alfiyah fil Al-Qira'at Imam Suyuti is the famous Imam in Qawaid Fiqhiyyah in a mazhab Syafie. Imam Suyuti also produced books in fiqh and Qawaid Fiqhiyyah, which is Al-Ashbab wan Nazir. The books contained in Al-Ashbab wan Nazir is a lot in Qawaid Fiqhiyyah according from Imam As-Suyuti.
And today we are going to talk a little bit about Al-Ashbah wa An-Nazir. So the main question here is, what is exactly Al-Ashbah wa An-Nazir? So we have to know that Al-Ashbah wa An-Nazir is one of the valuable entry in the study of Qawaid Fiqh based on Mazhab Syafi'i and written by Imam Suyuti. So Al-Ashbah wa An-Nazir is one of the precious work that Imam Suyuti has contributed to all of us. And before writing this book, Imam Suyuti actually was inspired by the book he first wrote on the standard and method of fiqh, which is Syawari al-Fawaid fi Adha Dawabi wa al-Qawaid. So this book received a great deal of praise from his students and the other scholars. On the other hand, we could see that the presence of a fairly uniform book that is systematic has inspired Imam Suyuti to introduce another good book of method of fiqh that is more short but with solid content and more systematic. So Al-Ashbah wa An-Nazir is a summary of the other book of the method of the fiqh method, which is previously written. Imam Suyuti has adopted several important rules from several books, which is including Al-Majmu' al-Mazhab fi Qawaid al-Mazhab, which is an Abi Sa'id al-Alai, Al-Ashbah wa An-Nazir written by Tajuddin As-Subki, and the last one is Al-Mansur fi Tartib al-Wawa'i al-Fiqhiyah by Az-Zakashi. Although the book Imam Suyuti wrote is not a new entry in this branch of knowledge, it is particularly the form of Mazhab Syafi'i. Imam Suyuti is still superior in some respect. In addition to the brief written alphabet, we could see that the text of this content in this book are complemented by critical analysis and also reference of Kitab Fiqh and Mazhab Kitab Fiqh from Mazhab Syafi'i.
From the explanation given by my friends about Imam Al-Suyuti, I hope that we can increase our knowledge about Imam al-Suyuti, which is one of the leading scholars of Qawaid Fiqhiyyah in Syafie school of thought. Many scholars acknowledge the importance of Qawaid Fiqhiyyah in Islamic law. This is because in Islamic jurisprudence, Qawaid Fiqhiyyah is being using to solve the various of issues that arise in our daily life. So that's why we must appreciate the work hard of Imam al-Suyuti to compile the Qawaid Fiqhiyyah in his book. So that's all for our video presentation from Group 6. #Stay safe, stay at home. Thank you.